around just saying, it's the always welcome to today's session, because we always want to collect that information. We just need to have it. It's usually that one last thing that we want. We always need it. So yeah, that's what today's session is all about. It's solving that one problem. I am Clayton Wood, co-founder of Seamlss. Daniel is the moderator. He'll be letting everyone in and answering the chat questions. Join me on LinkedIn if you like. Another quick one today, we're going to put up a poll. We're looking for a webinar. I'll launch another webinar for next Thursday, coming into the end of financial year. So it's super important to get some of those processes down and right for going forward. So either put up an answer in the poll, or put in a chat comment in the chat, or what you'd like to discuss next week. Hopefully you can see it in there. If you can't, let us know. But yeah, I think something around end of financial year data collection. Could be something around re-engaging. What is your process? A lot of firms have got different disjointed processes, and the process goes all over the shop. So happy to do a session on how you can streamline all that. I think it's important that if you do look at that, how you're confirming the client's details, collecting the data, and signing engagement letters, not just one or the other, or many different ways. ID checks, coming to that new tax time again. ID checks are important. We should have already be doing them, but some firms are changing the way they do their processes, so that is important too. We've all got the TASA and quality control systems, so a bunch of ways that Seamlss can help with that, from collecting data, sharing data, and things like that. I'm thinking the poll has worked, Daniel, and with some answers hopefully in the chat. Is anyone able to confirm?
Yeah, it's working.
Working, cool. I will move on. So I think the key bit today is setting up a job. It's very frustrating. You know, it's almost there, it's almost done. And how many times do you get to it and they're like, you're ready to wrap up, but you're missing an invoice. Or it's 99% done, but you're missing the bank statement. Or the worst thing that frustrates me to no end is someone has sent off the email to the client, collecting data and asking for information, and it's stuck in their email and they're off. Like the accountant has said, hey client, send me this stuff, but then the accountant's sick. Due deadlines today, you know, and you haven't got the information because it's stuck in their inbox. I think it's super important to consider that. What's the real cost of waiting? You know, it's that delay. Obviously there's lost time, lost cash flow, but I think there's that other aspect of just, it's really annoying when you're constantly asking clients the same things. And at the end of the day, if it's worth asking for, it's worth tracking. So putting it in Seamlss allows you to track where it's at and whether they've answered it, whether they've given it to you or not. And I think that's a part of that process that really helps you. I had wasn't a great experience, I had a great experience in the sense that we fixed one of our processes from a client where we'd sent them a bunch of questions over email. They had answered some of them, but then we lost track of what they hadn't answered. And then they got annoyed because we'd keep going back and forth. But it's like, well, the questions are in the email, you just didn't answer half of them. Very frustrating. That was obviously a few years ago now. But from that, we've learned that putting them in email is no good, creates more problems, creates more friction. We ended up losing that client because they were unhappy with the service because we took too long. But at the end of the day, it was because we kept going back and forth over email with them and various people because they lost track and we lost track, and it wasn't the best outcome. So now with Seamlss, I don't have that problem because it's all inside Seamlss. So what is Instafetch? Well, it's a way you're just going to copy, paste, and send the questions. So at the end of the job or in the middle of the job, usually there's some point where the client has sent you some information to complete the job. There's usually something missing, bank statement, amortization schedule, something is missing, and you put those questions down in your job sheet, your work paper. Someone's going to pick them up, copy, paste, send them off to the client. I don't want to build a big form for this. I don't want to build another form or something like that. It takes time. I just want to just copy and paste the questions because that's usually what happens. And that's why we end up using emails, because it's easy just to quickly copy and paste into an email and send it off. So that was the preempt. Let's go into the demo of what Instafetch is and how you'd use it. So I think the key aspect with this is there's a big new button up here on the top right. So if you're already using Seamlss, you're already aware of the interface. So in Seamlss, you're going to log in, click on the Instafetch button. You can add a title and description. So the title might be end of financial year, financial questions. Some questions. I'm not going to give a description. I'm just going to have a title. In this instance, I'm just going to say bank statements missing. So we did say copy and paste. Copy. Add some details. So it might be that we want the loan documents pasted in there. Go OK. In this case, I want the client to upload a file, and we also want the new vehicle send invoice. Usually there's a few things you might want, like I said, like no clients like, come on. Maybe it's the ever-ending crypto and details. Send, coin, spot CSV. Now, usually your team has got the questions in the web paper and they'll send it. If you want, you can put an optional message and that goes in the email. So please get this data ASAP. Cool. Now, there's not much to it. So I'm marking them as required because I want all of them answered, and I also want them to upload a document. Now, that's normally all of the things we want as accountants. At the end of financial year, you do the work papers and you're like, I just need this document, that document, and then I can finish. If it didn't need a document, you just turn that off, and they'll just put in the answer. So a good example of that would be cattle, add in the description, how many did you have 30/6/2024? Done. And in that instance, I don't need him to upload a file. I just want the information. I've got to put in the client, put in Red Rover, and that's it. So basically just type in the client's name, copy and paste the questions, and then send it off. And then your client will get his email. I'm now in Firefox, different browser. So I'm logged in as the client. Client got the email. Says Clayton sent you a fetch. Here's the information, my little extra information that I put in the question. Please get in this data ASAP. I'm going to get started. I'm going to get code as a client. I'm going to log in, turn my phone on. Log in, and that's it. I'm in. So now as the client, so I can answer them. Here it is. I can attach my bank statement. If it was a new vehicle invoice, I could say, here is my vehicle invoice. This one, Alpha Motors. Hilux. My crypto, we all know the client's got crypto, coin spot, details, and how many cattle did I have? I had 45. Save, done. So the client's now finished the quick questions that we've sent off. That is the Instafetch. It's done. If I wanted to, I could send them a reminder, or an SMS reminder. You can see that Clayton from Red Rover has now done the Instafetch request. Let's go and view the Instafetch request. Here is the form. So I can obviously view the answers, view the files. Perhaps that's the information I wanted, the bank statement information. Maybe it's the new vehicle information. Obviously, those files, if you've got SharePoint or FYI or Dropbox, will fly in there as well. Here is my Instafetch questions. I'm going to generate that. But then I can also download and attach that to my web paper. So I've got the answers. So the idea is that you're just simply going to go type in their name, Red Rover, send bank statement. Keep it simple. Like I said, you most likely already got the questions asked and answered, done, and send. That's all there is to Instafetch. I really wanted to make it super simple. Copy, paste, send. You can edit the form and title description. You don't have to, but obviously it'll look a bit prettier and a bit more descriptive to the client. So if you did want to say, you know, this is for cookie company Pty Ltd, then you could put that in there to make it a bit more obvious to the client as well. Do we have any questions, Daniel? I feel like I'm going a bit fast here. But the whole point of this was to make it really super simple. So obviously the other ways you can get information from clients with Seamlss is you can do a quick fetch. So with the quick fetch, you can go through and you can build out the questionnaire. You can use existing templates, but you have to create all the questions. One of the common things Daniel said is, can't you just build the quick fetch? And I said, you can, but I'm an accountant. I just want to copy and paste the questions. So give me a hands up or a thank you in the comments if this is something you think you would really use. I know my team's really loving it at the moment because they just go in there, quickly send questions to clients to get the information they need without having to create a whole form to do that. Now, what does this mean? And when are you going to use it? So I think at the end of the financial year, or if you're just doing a BAS or something like that, and you just want that one document and you want to get it securely and quickly and keep it off email, and you want to be able to track it. Quick clarification of any fetch form information you've already got. Post-meeting questions. So if you want to follow up with just a quick question, it could be a member statement or something like that that you want to keep off email, keep it all secure and there's data and there's questions and keep track of it. Just like I said, there's last minute wrap up of a job. It's not like if you were going to send a rental schedule and ask a bunch of rental questions, then you would send a rental schedule. But usually it's like, oh, you didn't include the council rates. Quick Instafetch is just going to send it off and get those council rates for you. The whole point of this is one of the biggest frustrations I found is it's always someone is the bottleneck. So it's usually this guy, partner. I'm holding on to the information. It's stuck in my emails, or maybe I have got the question, but I haven't released it. I think the key is don't be the one holding the bag. Whether it's you or your team, don't be the person that's left holding the bag, waiting for those answers and those questions to be answered. And I think that is the key part around this. So add it to your workflow solution. Let Seamlss do the chasing for you. You just concentrate on building the jobs out. So in that sense, you could utilize where the accountants get the questions, paste it to their teams or Slack channel, and then the admin team just go and build the Instafetch and send it off. They get the answers back, job's ready to go again. And I think that's the important part is let Seamlss keep that chase and track where it's up to, and that way the admin team could just keep getting the information from the clients. The accountants keep doing the work. Everyone's a winner. What I wanted to show here was the same factor. Don't be the one left holding the bag. So don't be LeBron. Don't be the guy that thinks it's all good, holding off and waiting. You want to be Josh Giddey, come in at the end and sink the winning goal, get the Instafetch, get the instant questions. Job's done. Do we have any questions today to follow up? So you can join us for if you want to come on board with Seamlss. Obviously, we can help with that. Book a demo. If you want a demo of any other parts of Seamlss, I'm happy to do that. And I think that kind of wraps up today.